Namaskar and welcome to this episode of Sattology, Debunking Mythology in Amarkantak. So we will go through different places of Amarkantak. Right now we are reaching Amarkantak. It's from Chhattisgarh airport, Raipur airport to Amarkantak, which is in Madhya Pradesh at the border. And then we will see different places here. Right now you can see some lifestyle. I'll keep it on mute. So you can see people are. There's a hills here, the farming, and you see the village life. One of them is I will take you to the other places of interest also in Amarkantak, which you can see. And Shankaracharya, it is said that he wrote Gita here, and he also gave Bhashya on Bhagavad Puran in Amarkantak. So we have seen that various records. See that. So I covered that in detail. I have to go hotel for tonight, and then I will compare notes before I speak on this topic. So this is the Kenda Ghati, Kenda Hills. Food, Puja Paddhati and Bhasha. These three things define the local culture. भोजन, भाषा, पूजा। अगर किसी का भोजन अभी जैसे हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं अभी, and there is we don't even know what is the bhojan of this area. अमरकंटक के पास पहुंच रहे हैं हम लोग धीरे धीरे। इसको कबीर का चबूतरा भी यहाँ से थोड़ा दूर दिख रहा है, और कबीर के बारे में हम कभी अलग बात करेंगे। बट नाउ वी आर रीचिंग। So I'm going to show you the villages near our. These are school children walking. You can see that a small river crossing through, and it's very beautiful. It's a real villages of India, and again local dialects keep changing. Agriculture, small farms everywhere. Go to other places. So if you compare this to South America and Peru or Bolivia or any other country, then India has a much better agricultural trained people. You can see that the farms are very well organized, very well taken care of. And small farms, which can be taken care, which is a sign of a culture. That culture means that you should be able to produce your own food and protect your own language also. Here, small villages, small houses, and the poverty has been very much reduced in India. I think the amount of poverty which has increased in the US, and I think it's proportional to what is the poverty being decreased in India also. So this is a good work people have done for the front of the, you can see the village roads. Crossing through the village, and we are reaching the place of Mother Ganga, Mother Narmada. Must see that. So we are reaching Amarkantak now, but you will see the beauty of this place. The driver has taken us, Mahesh, right? Mahesh? Ram Kumar has taken us through a secret way. He converted 75 miles into 15 miles. So we'll see. Outside, you see the beauty of this place. And people promote, and this is just one small part of India, in the center of India, Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh. So beautiful it is, you know. So many of you who are watching this show, you can visit those areas and see this place for yourself, and let me know your feedback. Thank you. So we are now reaching the place. So you can see the trees here, which is going on, and also on the other side of the window. And the other side of the window, we will see the valley. You will see the valley, which is, you could see a small glimpse. Beautiful area. Tomorrow I'll take more videos of this place and then I'll post it, which is very beautiful area, extremely beautiful, and the roads are very thin. You can see people driving in front of us, and we can see how the roads are curving, the hills. So now you see the hills here, which is the door. Valley where we are. It's a very beautiful place, very beautiful place. It's lush green. So those of you who thought that India is a desert, it debunks your mythology. It is not a desert. India is more green than most parts of the US. 50% of the US looks like a desert. So the car is stopped here. Luckily for us, the car is not. Got some of you saw the road vehicles also, different Indian vehicles. And I will walk out and show you the whole scenery, all the lakes and everything. Quickly we'll do that. So I came out of the car. Look at the beauty of this place. You see the beauty? The entire valley, different temples, all the lakes. You see, this place is filled with lakes. And the university campus, we're going. The campus is on that direction?
Yes.
Yeah. And these are the researchers from the university who are coming all the way. Shubham. And this beautiful place, look at that. And the cows, you can hear the cows' bells. And this place is filled with Ramayana footprints and Mahabharat footprints both. So this is beautiful India. You can see the beauty of India. And this is in the middle of Chhattisgarh. It's north part of Chhattisgarh, close to the Madhya Pradesh border. So we just crossed into Madhya Pradesh. The back was crossed into Madhya Pradesh, and now we are inside Madhya Pradesh from Chhattisgarh. These states were divided few years back, couple of years back, maybe decades back, into multiple states for governance purposes or political purposes. I don't understand, but still we are in it's a new reality. So, but you can see the people. These are the way people are living. You can see that the directions are also there. Thank Professor Abhilasha on her invitation. I have come here, and I would like to thank Dr. Krishna, Professor who is the Dean, sitting next to me over there. And thank you, sir, for speaking good words about me, and everyone else, especially Shubham and Sankalp, throwing good words at me. So thank you all. And I'm very happy that all of you have come to listen to me. So before we start off, so we have to make it very interactive. You can ask me questions, and I know long lectures are boring. I know nobody likes it, even I don't like it. So I'll keep it short questions, short topics, and I'll pause. You can ask me any question you want from my books. And I have been traveling all over the world, like I was telling Dr. Abhilasha, Professor Abhilasha, that I came back from Peru, Chile, Bolivia, and then I was proving Ramayana, footprints or global footprints of Ramayana. Because all of us, we think that Bhagwan Ram came to build just 30 miles bridge across India to Lanka. And why will 30 miles is very short. And if you remove the water, I use science a lot, being a science student. So I was using some images from the San Diego. I live in San Diego, USA, California. So there I was using some images from the National Oceanographic Society of USA. They use a lot of very complex satellite networks. And if you remove the water and take it back to the period of, for example, 1 million years back or 2 million years back or 3 million years back, then the earth looks totally different than what it is today. And when you see the image of descriptions of Ramayana in Valmiki Ramayana, there are many versions of Ramayana. How many of you can tell me the numbers? How many versions are there? Any numbers you have? Any you can guess? So, how many versions are there? 3,000 versions. Not 300, 3,000. More than that. In fact, and Devdutt Patnaik is introducing even more. The mythologists are introducing every day more. So what is the difference between a satologist and a mythologist? Mythology word means science or study of fake, lie or imagination. So mythology actually destroys your identity. It is made up of two words, myth and logos. Logos is a Latin word. I have a big word play. I love to do etymology. In Sanskrit we call Sandhi Vichhed. Sandhi Vichhed, like if you want to understand anything in Sanskrit, do either Sandhi or Vichhed. Best is to do Vichhed. Then you will know that that root of the word, what does the actual word mean. So same way in English language. So word mythology is made up of two words, myth and logos. Logos means a study or science. So like biology, study of bio is biology. Mythology means science or study of myth. Myth in Sanskrit means what? Is a root word for fake, lie or imagination. Only one word is opposite of that, which is sat, which is truth. Or so satology becomes science of truth or study of truth. So when I was researching the Mahabharat and Ramayana, and if you remove the ocean levels below to take it down to 1 million years back, 2 million years back, you see a different earth altogether. And then you start matching with the descriptions mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. Like for example, south of Somashram. Have you heard the word Somashram? Anyone has heard the word Somashram? If you read Mahabharat, Ramayana, and you don't know the word Somashram, that means you never touch Ramayana. And I'm an author, so please forgive me. I have academic, independence and freedom from that, because I create content and write content, not imaginary but based on Valmiki Ramayana. Somashram are the mountains in Afghanistan. Balochistan, Afghanistan, those are the Somashram mountains. Somagiri is the mountains in Arctic. Meru Parvat is in the middle of the Jambudvip. Jambudvip is Asia. And I'm telling you with all the cross references across Ramayana, Mahabharat, and you know why this idea came to my mind. Vyasdev says, and some of you may think, oh, there are how many Vyasdevs are there? All these fake stories have been created. There are multiple Vyasadevs. There is only one Vyasdev. There is no more two Vyasdev or three Vyasdev, only one Vyasdev. But anyone who sits and repeats those words is said to be sitting on a Vyasa Peeth, as long as you follow the mood of the Vyasdev. Vyasa, it is mentioned very clearly in Bhagavad Puran, like somebody has mentioned that I have been a student of Bhagavad Puran, Ramayana, Mahabharat. And you'll also think how an entrepreneur is talking all these things. Why there is a need for the youth. It's a very boring topic, isn't it? Go out in a pub and say, I'm talking Ramayana, Mahabharat. Bolega, sharab ka nasha hi utar diya. You know, it's not interesting for you guys. Bolega, isse acha to main Amarkantak ka movie dekh ke aata hu, wo better hai. He's just boring us. But understand, usko karne ke baad, you are actually holding your head कि क्या बेकार मूवी था, 300 रुपए भी खर्च किया और एंड में जाके बोर भी हो गया. अभी इट वॉज अ यूजलेस एक्सपीरियंस, है ना. बट इन रामायण महाभारत यू गेट इंस्पिरेशन of many different things, like for example entrepreneurship. So when I started my first company, and I've started 19 companies and sold them, and I'm still running 3 of them. So when I started first my company, my first contract was based on Dushyanta Shakuntala contract, and that's how you use Mahabharata in your day-to-day lives. That one-page contract was so strong, you know, that it could protect Shakuntala from, because she was claiming that her son should be accepted by Dushyant, and that contract was so strong. And so all my contracts which I made in the American, in the business world, are single one-page contracts, simple contracts, area-based. So one key thing in that contract was, if you do not accept this son as your son, then your head will break in 1,000 pieces. That was the most important part of the contract, because that scared the hell out of Dushyant. So now I was so amazed that a woman is so powerful, more powerful than the Samrat, Dushyant. Dushyant was Samrat, like he had all the power of armies and everywhere throughout the world. But the woman was more powerful than the king, but she was humble enough to ask him that with a threat. She did not say, ki, mera baat maan lo, please. She said, no, if you do not follow, I have the power to destroy you many times over, because I am the daughter of Vishwamitra and Menka. Because she is a divine, she was a princess. So without threat, no contract is complete. That's the lesson I learned. And I put that in my contract. So this is how you use Mahabharata in your day-to-day life. Second episode, you will be, Indian Foreign Office should use that. When Sugriva was being lazy, and Ram was not happy, that almost Sita was there for 7 months in captivity of Ravan, and Sugriva was busy enjoying his wife in the rainy season. Rainy season got over. After that, Bhagwan Ram expressed his displeasure to Lakshman. So understand one thing, Bhagwan Ram is very powerful. He's like most of the people who have seen Ramanand Sagar. Have you seen Ramanand Sagar Ramayana? Yes. Everyone has seen it? Yes. You know? How much were you motivated after that? Actually, I lost all faith in Ramayana after that. How many of you are motivated after seeing the Ramanand Sagar Ramayana? Huh? Very few. Now everybody is scared. I lost faith. Ab nahi dekhna. Ram ke aise itna slow. like the Ram is only throwing the arrow, and for 2 weeks he is just holding the arrow and the bhajans are going on behind the scene. Do you think a war can be fought like that? No. But when you read Valmiki Ramayana, you see a totally different picture of Bhagwan Ram. Totally different picture. So these are the things, like for example, he was a fast decision maker, he was a creator of large armies, he could create, he could move a large army together, he was very good in talking Varcha Varchasva like his father, Dashrath Maharaj. So he could create an interest level of the youth, and every morning he would do Vyayam. So his body was very well formed. And आजकल सारे राम भक्तों का पेट बाहर निकला रहता है. आई एम सो शॉक्ड, है ना, कि कहाँ का राम भक्त, जिसका राम के भक्त हनुमान जी इज ऑलवेज डूइंग एक्सरसाइज, कहाँ से मोटिवेशन आ रहा है? बिकॉज राम एंड लक्ष्मण आर ऑलवेज बिजी इन दैट. इट इज मेंशन्ड इन वाल्मीकि रामायण. ही वुड वियर दस्ताना, ग्लव्स, बिकॉज ही इज अ वॉरियर. उनके पैर में गठे हुआ शरीर, बहुत ही कम बात करते हैं. ही टॉक्स वेरी लेस. ही इज ऑलवेज pleasant towards everybody else. Very pleasing personality. The whole population loves Sri Ram. So, these are the qualities, some of the qualities. When in the beginning of Ramayana you will read where Narad Muni, where the Valmiki asks, Narad Muni is telling him, who is the person who is the most attractive, very powerful, who is the person who has all the knowledge, he is very patient and he is at the same time very chivalrous. Tell me honestly, don't you like such kind of people who are good looking, strong, healthy, very pleasant? Women will love such kind of man, isn't it?
Ideal life for every woman.
Every ideal man, everybody will love that. Women will love this kind of man because this is the ideal man who is standing there, who is always strong. So this, and the Narad Muni explains, there is only one person who has taken birth in the Raghu's dynasty, Raghukul. हम लोग सब बोलते हैं रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए. बट सबके प्राण चले जाते हैं, वचन तो कोई देखता ही नहीं है ना. बिकॉज वी मिसकोट एवरीवेयर, एवरीथिंग इज मिसकोटेड. बिकॉज वी मिक्स भक्ति विथ फैक्ट्स. वी हैव टू सेपरेट समटाइम्स भक्ति फ्रॉम फैक्ट्स, बिकॉज द फैक्ट्स build bhakti. Sometimes the bhakti can be blind, which is not accepted in our shastra. We have to separate, we have to build facts based, we build bhakti based on facts. And Ramayana actually helps you to see the global perspective. आजकल का इंडिया का नक्शे में आप बताइए क्या, the today's India, how big is in today's India as compared to 1919? Tell me. 1919 के बाद का इंडिया कितना साइज में कितना फर्क हुआ है बताइए. More than 30%. Which country is lost, created from there? Which countries are created?
Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar.
You forgot Iran. You know, Iran, Iraq, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan. This was India. Syria, Levant. These are Europeans have cut it out. But if you look at the history of Syria, 500 BC they were speaking Sanskrit. 500 BC they were speaking Sanskrit. This is a information on the Google network. You can search on Google, even though I don't believe in anything Google says. Because if you read by Google, then they'll say Ram is a fake personality, never existed. All these things are told. But the descriptions of Ram are so real. And India has been cut, like Professor, I didn't get a name, Prashant said, that so many countries, Myanmar is created in 1948, Afghanistan officially separated in 1919, and Nepal, which was always part of India, Tibet was always part of India, was blindly just separated out in 1960. Before 1960 actually, it was still India, part of India. So all these countries, so now if you add all these things back, then what is India? The whole Asia. The whole Asia. If you add all these things back. So if I go back to 1770, the whole Asia, even though European fights are going on, Byzantine Empire versus Roman Empire, all these fights are going on. All these parts again become Asia, become India again. Bharat. The word Bharat Varsh means the whole, this is a Mahabharat Kalin Naam. Much later. During the time of Bhagwan Ram, it was Ilavrat. Ilavrat means the whole planet Earth. So So when I saw these descriptions in Ramayana, then I thought that I need to start documenting that one by one. And the best way to document is going east, west, south and north, different places. So when the Sita was kidnapped by Ravan, and all of you know the story, from where was Sita kidnapped? You know where was Sita kidnapped in India? Huh? Panchavati. Where is that in India? Now you start building the faith. It's all real. Which part of India is that? Is my home state. Yeah, Nasik. You know, what is it called in Mahabharat? In Ramayana, sorry. And I'll also give you, because when I write any facts, I triangulate the modern science, the satellite information, then I triangulate that with Mahabharat information, because Mahabharat has 4 versions of Ramayana inside that too, and all match with the original version of Valmiki Ramayana. And Bhagavad Puran has 1 version of Ramayana, it also matches. Now these places you have to start picking up. So where is Kishkinda in India? You can speak, anyone can speak. Yeah. Karnataka, in the middle, Kishkinda. You know. And where is Janasthan? Nashik, where is Janasthan? Nashik, you know. Godavari, bank of Godavari in Maharashtra. Right? So Sita was kidnapped over there by Ravan. Is Ravan a hero? How many of you think Ravan is a hero? There are many stories also saying Ravan is a hero. So, you can respond to me, you can ask me questions anyone. I'd say I'll try to make it very interesting for everyone. So the point is that Ravan is a villain, characterization of villain, and he's accused of raping many women, and freely accused of raping and destroying women's lives, and also even eating humans alive. So he's always credited with a negative information. So can he be the hero of any society? Not any society. So when people say, "Arey wo to Brahman ka putra hai," bolte hai na, Brahman ka putra hai. Is it right to say like that? So our society, Ramayana is built on karma. So if the karma is bad, then that's according to that karma. So Ravan is always considered a Rakshas based on his actions. He was never considered a hero. He's a what do you call it, the person who lost his way when he's trying to achieve greatness of Indra. He is trying to achieve the greatness of Indra. So if you look at the Valmiki Ramayana, then you'll see the very essential concept of Ravan being the villain and destroying and trying to kidnap Sita for his pleasure, and then therefore he has to be killed. So now the story comes in. So Ravan comes in. So where does he come to meet Sita, to meet Marichi? Because Marichi was twice defeated by Bhagwan Ram in the war. So he was hiding in a place I'm visiting this time in Kerala called Varkala Swami Temple. So I'm visiting that place. So he flew in from Lanka and came directly to the west coast of the temple, and which is right besides the ocean, and that's where he met. So he used the Pushpak Viman to come there. So many of the stories, if you start looking from geographically, then they start making more sense to you. Gradually make more sense to you, and then you will come to know a conclusion that the Valmiki Ramayana has the historical facts. If you have any questions, you can ask me, because I see a lot of blank faces. So I'm just looking at people and saying, you can have any questions, you can ask me based on my books. Yes, go ahead.
Anyone has questions, please ask regarding Ramayana, anything which you would like to
बेसिक
ask.
डिफरेंस है कैसे रामचरित मानस और रामायण में, क्योंकि हम लोग नॉर्मल पीपल जो है वो रामचरित मानस का पाठ होता है घर में,
Right.
तो क्या बेसिक डिफरेंस है इन दोनों में?
So see the thing is Ramcharitmanas जो है is written by Tulsidas during Aurangzeb's time, and Aurangzeb's time was very bad for Hindus, especially for Hindus, because it was a conquest. So Ramcharitmanas was written so that the Hindus forget the atrocities on themselves. So it was written in a very beautiful way. So Tulsidas has put the Bhakti roop of Ramayana, where he is showing that how to do Bhakti in a very simple Avadhi language. So people can forget the atrocities of Aurangzeb. Basically, the whole Tulsidas Ramayana, when it was written around that 1673, is right before that it was written. 1673 was Ram temple was destroyed, which is being constructed again now. So 1673. So if you look at the historical fact, then the Ramayana, then you know the purpose of Tulsidas Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana uses Sanskrit. A lot of Sanskrit people are not very accustomed to that. So Tulsidas Ramayana was beautifully presented so people can forget. It doesn't have all the geographical proofs of Valmiki Ramayana, but it has a few essential topics in the same Kand. He wrote 6 Kand, 6 Kand. So one of the controversies also, and now I want to come to that, the Uttar Kand is separate from Valmiki Ramayana. Everyone has heard that. How many of you have heard that?
मैंने सुना है कि वाल्मीकि रामायण में उत्तरकांड नहीं थी।
वाल्मीकि रामायण में है, इससे ततोत्तर है, षट कांड ततोत्तर है. Valmiki says very clearly, 6 Kanda, after that Uttar Kanda. There is a shloka there. So if you remove Uttar Kand, you have to remove Bal Kand by default. If you remove Bal Kand, you have to remove Yuddha Kand. So what is left now? So you cannot do that. So most of the people, all these mythologists, they keep on saying, Ki Uttar Kand, you must have, so many of you are hearing for the first time because you have not been told all these things, but many of them are aware of it, professors are aware of it. This is the way the mythologists work. They want you to have doubts in your scriptures, in your books, and once you have a doubt in them, you are easy to be controlled. Like for example, America is a Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck civilization. You know why? Because that's where the whole life is. The child grows up seeing the Winnie the Pooh, and they watch Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, and they play baseball heroes, and they call it soccer, you call it football, and there is an American football where they are crashing the helmets, okay, and people get sold out to that because the colors are so beautiful. There is red, blue. There is a 49ers fighting with the Patriots. Like I live in San Diego, it's a baseball crazy town, and I tell them it's a lazy man's cricket because it's being played in 1/4 of the park. So the point is, the marketing is very strong, and we think that what is being accepted by majority of the people is the fact, but that's not true, because people like you are the basis of future of the society. You are not aware of these controversies, but you will be told these controversies are used or created to destroy your faith in your own culture. See, the only country which is left in the world which is still native culture is India. There is no other country in the world. If you go to South America, their native cultures have been wiped out completely by the Spanish language and the Vatican Church. And if you go to any other part of the world, the native cultures have been completely wiped out. India is the only country where native cultures are protected. Just like this university is called Tribal University. There is no other universities in the world like this. There is no name. Why? Because they don't want to emphasize native cultures. So 3 things are very important, which I have written in my books multiple times. That Bhasha, Bhojan and Puja Paddhati. The language, food and the method of worship. These 3 things form the basis or define any culture on the native level. If these 3 things are not promoted or understood, then naturally that society perishes, completely goes away. So people like you, your responsibility is that you understand the attacks on the civilization which are happening. In the US, native population is wiped out. There is no Native American. Will you believe that the statistic that in 1924, American government gave citizenship to American natives? 1924. The same thing would happen to Hindus also. At one point you have to apply, like I'm speaking in English language because some of you from Kerala, some of you from other places. But ideally I should be speaking in Sanskrit here. Because Sanskrit is a common bond. Sanskrit is the mother of all languages, even including Latin. But we are using a simpler form right now. So English, so the thing which I am saying is, this is how the change of mindset happens, controlling the narrative happens. Gradually you will not believe in your own culture, your own traditions. You will become a Mickey Mouse civilization and everything is gone. I've used very harsh language in my books so that people to wake people up. So there is one book of mine, Gold, Glory and God, and which is very famous also in the US also, in which I have completely chronologically explained that how the entire civilization was completely controlled by the Abrahamic interests. I am not against Abrahamism, but I am just saying that we have to protect the native cultures. The biggest native culture of Bharat is the Hindu civilization. That is the biggest native culture here. Yeah, there was a question. Yes.
Yes, sir. My question is regarding the unit of religious crime. Because I feel when you ask them to read Mahabharat, Ramayana, or let's say Gita, so they have no interest. So do you feel that academia should do something to encourage, or how they can be motivated to read that? Because they feel that knowledge is obsolete, it is impractical, and we have other things to follow in terms of having an ideal hero or some perfect example. Because that is a major lack in people they don't consider. So what is your take on this academia or how they can be motivated?
Yeah, good question actually. See, in all my work in Sattology, and many people are helping me all over the world. In fact, when I went to Peru, I did not know that there are so many people willing to receive me at the airport. So people are appreciating that. My focus has been always, and my interest is always comes from geography. Everybody likes to travel. How many people like to travel? Only 3 people like to travel, nobody else?
I like to travel.
Everybody likes to travel, How many people like to have good food? That is, now people are listening to me now. Now I'm talking, making sense. Because I'm thinking whether I should speak in Hindi or English. So you have to encourage me as I speak. And believe me, I can speak for hours and hours. My longest recorded lecture has been 9 hours. And people were sitting. So now how many of people would like to dance? So there are good people. Indians are the best dancers. Look at Bollywood. And what about how many people like to sing? Right? How many of you like love stories? Look at that. The Bollywood is very famous. How many like conspiracy stories? Secrets? Look at that. How many of you like investigation, crime patrol stories? Yeah, now people are talking. Okay. How many of you like the mysteries? Look at that. Sab log, see, all these stories are in Ramayana and Mahabharat. And much more. Much more. Like I'm only focusing on geography. You see, if I tell you to read Bhagavad Gita, what comes, first thing comes to your mind, Bhagavad Gita? Huh? Very long. We are living in a Twitter age, right? Twitter 120, how many characters are there? How many characters on Twitter messaging? 128, how many characters? In Twitter messaging? 140. 140, right? 140. So we are living in a Twitter age. Our YouTube videos have to be shorts. Right? Shorts. We have to speak in YouTube shorts. We have to speak in Instagram. How many of you follow Instagram accounts? TikTok? No TikTok? It's banned in India. Thank God. Thank God. Americans only watch TikTok. See, youth are the same everywhere. There are 2.8 million students follow Sattology in USA, and I interact with them. You will be other than the skin color, everything else is the same. Probably they have lighter skin, but they also like whatever you said they like. So we are looking for adventure, sports, love stories. How many of you like sad stories? That is also entertainment, right? Meena Kumari, have you heard the name Meena Kumari? No, she's too old. Who is the biggest sob queen of the TV entertainment now?
Nagin.
Huh?
Nagin.
Nagin.
People watch Nagin, they are fond of Nagin and Kumolika.
Okay, Nagin the snake. I am not aware of all the Indian heroes nowadays, but good Nagin. Nagin is one, okay? Saap dance, like that. But anyway, sob stories are also entertainment. Now, tell me one thing, who is one person who prayed for sorrows in her life? Can you give, huh? Kunti, she knows it. Yes, Kunti. See, we all pray for happiness. And she prayed for ki mere ko dukham shashwat tat tatvat. Give me sadness in my life. What is the purpose of that, she asked. Why she asked? Why did she ask?
I feel sorrows also teach you and they make you think.
He is a good friend now. He was with me in the car for 6 hours. So I am going to pull his leg now a little bit. Okay? So he says that sorrows make you good thinker. How many of you agree with that? How many of you want sorrows in your life?
It's the way we contemplate if we are in a sad mood, so we start
Huh? आपने पढ़ा हुआ है, आप बता रहे हैं. But youth, if I tell you, how many of you read, if you want to pray to anyone, you want to pray, I leave it up to you, because puja paddhati is more important than puja sometimes. So you can be worshipping Surya Dev, Chandra Dev, anything, which in your own way. That's the whole purpose of appreciating everybody's way of worship. And that is Sanatana Dharma sometimes. You appreciate the way people have been maintaining the traditions. So when you look at that, nobody wants sorrow in their life, but sorrows come. Do you all agree with me? They come automatically without you being asking for it. Everyone wants happiness in their life. Can anyone in this room doesn't want happiness in their life? Everybody wants happiness in their life. Do you get happiness all the time? No. Okay? So sorrows come on their way, then why you want happiness to also not come on its way? On their own way? On their own time? See the point you see? So now this is where the Bhagavad Gita begins. Because rest all other books are there which are telling you what to do. Bhagavad Gita is one book which lets you decide or choose what to be done. Lets you decide yourself. Bhagavad Gita doesn't tell you anything to do. It's the only book which doesn't tell you what to do. It lets you decide or choose what is best for you. That's the difference between others and Bhagavad Gita. And what is the relevance of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita becomes a very serious topic. Somebody said it's too long. But Bhagavad Gita is the Twitter of Vedas. It's the Instagram shorts of Vedas, Reels. And it's the YouTube shorts of YouTube. It's the concise information based on your time. The Kaliyug mein kisi ke paas time nahi hai. We all like to waste time on Instagram. We keep forwarding the reels, keep watching them. So Bhagavad Gita is that book which gives you information concisely about the entire Veda. Now, if I were to ask you that we are talking about Ramayana today, how many original shlokas were there in Ramayana? Total? 24,000. How many sarga? 500 sarga. And how many parva? No, Parva are in Mahabharat actually. And Sarga. Sarga is in Ramayana. You know? So Sarga, 500 Sarga, 24,000 Shloka in Valmiki Ramayana. And how many Kand? 7 Kand. 7 Kand. You know, Tadottare. Tadottare means Uttarkand is the 7th Kand. This number of Valmiki Ramayana, now when we start coming back to the topic, all of you love geography, love traveling and finding out what is what where, mysteries of earth. Now these mysteries of earth are answered in Valmiki Ramayana. Now I will take you to the journey. Okay? So now this so far was the beginning. Now I know everyone has the interest now, everyone is listening. Anyone has a problem hearing me in the back? No. So now we begin the today's talk. So far we are preparing because I was trying to gauge who is listening, what people like. Some masala story everybody likes. You know, some masala. So north, we'll go east, we'll go west and we'll go south. So what was the area to which Ravan controlled? Have you got any idea? What did Ravan control? So just to give you a perspective, how many of you think that American forces are the most powerful military forces on the earth today? Jai Hind. Nobody believes in that, right? I love your patriotism. Okay? Nobody believes in that. That is very good, very good. I like that. I want India to be very strong also, I wish. But American forces, if you multiply by 1,000,000 times over, 1,000,000 times over, that will be Ravan's military force on the earth. Okay? He controlled practically everything on the planet except north of Vindhyachal. Because Agastya Muni was right below Vindhyachal. He was scared of Agastya Muni. Why did Ravan never attack Dashrath Maharaj? Ever. Such a military force, he could have destroyed him. And Ravan had a boon from Brahma that he could, now these are the things, I will come to the geography, I know all of you want to hear the geography. And if you can use that information practically today, then you will start taking taxes from China. That's the power. You know, we will ask China to pay taxes to us. I was telling just before, I had written in my book also. So Ravan controlled most of the earth. So when he kidnapped Sita through guile, he could have hit any part of the world. South America, remote corners, Antarctica, or went to the north, put in the Arctic, or put in the, you know, if you go to South America, there are so many caves over there, deep caves. A plane can enter, the Boeing Jumbo Jet 747 can enter and fly out of the cave. I've seen with my own eyes. I flew in a cave in a plane. I took a small plane, I didn't take Jumbo Jet. I took a small plane and we were flying in the cave for hours, 3 hours. We're still in a cave. Such huge caves are there in Amazon. People are discovering new cities also there. So can you imagine the power of Ravan could to hide Sita any part of the world? So Sugriva, now people have differences now, Vanara. You must have heard the Vanara controversy. The Vanaras were not monkeys. How many of you have heard it? You know, some of you. Vanaras not monkeys. Vanara is special monkey. The problem is we do not have faith in our culture. We always look down upon our culture. Why do we have to justify that Vanara is a man? Is there a need? Is there a need to, why should we change our Shastra for somebody else's perspective? Why? Is there a need to do that? Why we have, ग्लानि क्यों होती है हमारे शास्त्रों के ऊपर? हमको अपने शास्त्रों में ग्लानि क्यों होती है? किसी ने आपसे पूछ लिया कि अरे तुम्हारे भगवान तो मंकी है, बंदर है, तो आपको शर्म लगती है किसी को? है? नहीं लगती. लेकिन जब आप किसी अमेरिकन को एक्सप्लेन करें तब शर्म क्यों लगती है? हाँ? जब आप किसी अमेरिकन को एक्सप्लेन करते हैं तो क्यों लगती है? आप उसको ऐसा क्यों बोलते हैं? मंकी गॉड बोलते हैं ना? वाई? Because you have not understood what is the definition of Vanara in Ramayana. Now I will quote Hanumanji himself telling Bhim. He tells Bhim, I am Vanara, you are Manushya. All rules apply to you, to me no rule applies. He says that very clearly in Mahabharat. He says all rules apply to you because all the Vedic rules and regulations apply to Manushya. We are all Manushya. We look like Manu. But none of them apply to animals or any other species of life. So we are responsible for karma, but a dog on the street or a monkey, I was told by somebody that if you go near the monkey, they are going to snatch my bag, passport. So I said, should I hide it in the bag? In the car I asked. So the point which I am trying to make is that there is no need to have glani on our scriptures. The glani और शर्म जो आती है ना हमको शर्म, ग्लानी होता है शर्म आती है इसलिए हमारी lack of knowledge की वजह से. So when an American asked me, oh you have monkey gods over there, I said we have monkey gods but you are monkeys. What is the difference? है ना? तो हम लोग अंदर तो नहीं है ना, हम मंकी गॉड की पूजा करते हैं, आप तो मंकी के जैसा बिहेव करते हो. कभी आज ये औरत, कल दूसरी औरत, तीसरी चौथी औरत, फिर उसके बाद ये. देयर इज नो काउंट. हम लोग ऐसा बिहेव नहीं करते. हम हनुमान जी की पूजा करते हैं, हनुमान जी लंका कूद जाते हैं, आप तो पेड़ों पे कूदते रहते हो, है ना. सो देयर इज नो नीड टू हैव दैट शेम. वी हैव टू स्टार्ट. सो आई ऑलवेज से foolish questions deserve foolish questions. Foolish questions doesn't deserve intelligent answer. So if somebody says you have monkey gods, I said अच्छी बात है ना, हम तो भगवान की हनुमान की पूजा करते हैं, आप तो स्वयं मंकी है, आपका बिहेवियर तो मंकी के जैसे ही है, एक पेड़ से दूसरे पेड़ से तीसरे पेड़ चौथे पेड़, you know. So we have to stop doing that. So we have to understand from the Shastra that हनुमान जी ब्रह्मा के आशीर्वाद से देवताओं ने वानर के रूप में जन्म लिया, तो उनके पास सारी शक्तियां हैं. दे कैन बिकम स्मॉलर देन द स्मॉलेस्ट. उनको वेद में पारंगत है. जब पहली बार भगवान राम लक्ष्मण के साथ हनुमान जी को मिलते हैं तो बोलते हैं लक्ष्मण को कि इनसे बड़ा मैंने पंडित, एजुकेटेड पर्सन और कभी मैंने देखा नहीं. बोलते हैं वो. दैट इज द फर्स्ट मीटिंग हनुमान एंड राम. उसके पहले कभी नहीं मिले. So that is the blessings of Brahma. ब्रह्मा अमेजिंग थिंग्स कर सकते हैं. जैसे आजकल तो क्रिएशन में बताते हैं कि आपके फादर कौन? मंकी. सुने सबने? डार्विन. मैं बोलता हूँ डार्विन का पिता मंकी था, मेरे पिता तो मालूम है मुझे, है ना. when you put foolish questions, these are foolish questions. How can a monkey be a superior race to human? अगर monkey has come before human, that means monkey is superior race, isn't it? लेकिन there is no linkages. I live in San Diego, UCSD. There is genetic science department funded by Tatas of India for $400 million. And the professor over there, who is a Nobel laureate, I explained him, where is the missing link? Where is the missing link? Is there a guy who is walking around with half tail? कोई तो होना चाहिए पूरी दुनिया में जो आधी पूछ लेके घूम रहा हो. नहीं है. And this is the Nobel laureate could not answer. So we should not be ashamed of asking questions.
Sir,
We should. Yeah.
I think that being Indians, we love to clarify things. As in, like you talked about.
Validate.
Clarify and validate, that would be the right phrase, because when we talk about our gods, maybe on the Western platform, so we seek their validation. Okay, when they say, then that will be 100%. Like we always chase Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard. But when it comes to talking about our own culture, so we have no knowledge. I think that's why we always seek validation. And I think why people give so much clarification. As in, like you said, that foolish question don't deserve like foolish. So I think we should have this kind of approach, that hard-hitting one, so that you can be at their level and responding in their language.
So my experience is that when an Indian student comes to the West in the beginning, so he works hard, to validate himself. Some students are lost because they get into the McDonald's culture. Some of them, not all of them. Whereas the others excel. And majority of the times those students excel who had a very good family grounding in their own culture. And those are the people who become the leaders, become Sundar Pichai and other people. And after that they become woke. So after that they become even worse. Okay, after they attain success. So the point is, whenever you are faced with tough questions, use your logical mind more than that and ask questions. If somebody says, when an American says, do you have a caste system? Now again I'll answer you from mahabharat, Ramayana, sorry. Global footprint of Ramayana. Do you have a caste system? Do you get asked these questions by anyone? आप लोग तो इधर रहते हो तो आपको कोई पूछता नहीं है ना? अमेरिका में सबको ये पूछते हैं. This is the first attack by an American on a Hindu. Do you have a caste system? और जब हमारे हिंदू जो जाते हैं बोलते हैं नहीं है, नहीं हमने कभी देखा नहीं, हमको पता नहीं, है ना? बोलते हमको पता नहीं. Because practically we have not experienced it ever again, ever. So the good answer to that question is, what is the word, where is the word caste come from? Caste किधर से आया है? कौन सी लैंग्वेज का शब्द है? तो हमारे भारत से कैसे हो गया फिर, है ना? दूसरा जाति, जाति के ऊपर इतना डिबेट्स है. कल ही मैं आधे घंटे जाति के ऊपर ही बात किया है. तो जाति शब्द, नाउ आई विल टेल यू, इन वाल्मीकि रामायण दशरथ महाराज अपने हाथों से, शूद्र मीन्स जस्ट ए प्रोफेशन. शूद्र डजंट मीन ए कम्युनिटी. Shudra means profession. Profession means anyone who does a job is a Shudra. Very simple. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. You know, so we should all humble ourselves. We should know the facts also. In Satyuga also there is only one Varna. In Kali Yuga also there is only one Varna. Satyuga the Varna.